Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces November 19, 2022. Mercury heads into your solar second house, where it will visit until December 6. Venus just moved into the same sector, and you're beginning a quite practical and sensible period. This a good time for budgeting, making useful purchases, finding deals, and working on projects that will pay off down the road. You may need to make important financial decisions, or you're seeking feedback about your value and worth from others. If you are not feeling appreciated for all you do for others, you could be more forthright about it now. You can be especially clever with money and particularly resourceful in your endeavors in the coming weeks. This transit clarifies money matters and increases your ability to make informed decisions about money and personal possessions. Lovely Venus, our goddess planet of pleasure, attraction, and profit, has left your zodiac sign behind to soar onto her next great adventure. As she spins now through your solar second house for weeks to come until December 9th, you'll experience a slightly different glow up. First, you may magnetically attract more gifts and possessions from others, such as from a lover, significant other, or someone who has a crush on you. However, because you're also likely to notice an uptick in your own personal wealth, you may be the one deciding to dote on others, sprinkling gifts and surprises upon those who you appreciate and desire. Prepare to negotiate. How you value your time, energy, and effort will be directly communicated when Mercury enters fiery Sagittarius today. You will become more upfront about what you want or need in the coming weeks, especially with your compensation. Since Mercury in Sagittarius is idealistic, it can even help you explore other options to make more money elsewhere. You are a dynamic, versatile individual who has a knack for creating positive opportunities at work. Use this transit to communicate your desires to expand your financial abundance and sense of professional security. At the same time that Venus and Mercury are spending their first full day together in your income sector, they are also moving towards their first alignment here in 5 years. Until Venus returned 2 days ago, there had been no planetary activity on the income side of the financial fence since January, with the early days of what can be the most lucrative weeks of any year getting a boost while benefiting from the sharp professional instincts the moon's departure from your career sector yesterday has left you with. This is a time for big displays. Some relationship is bound to feel the effect of this transit. Either a relationship with another person or some kind of relationship you have with a part of yourself, such as your relationship with your body, will feel tension. You could use the energy to explode on the scene at your gym, if possible. Increase your weight levels, radiate the kind of energy that gets others motivated, or try a new virtual class and bravely learn new moves. Whatever you do today, don't open that wallet unless it's absolutely necessary. The likelihood of spending far too much on self-indulgent items is great. Anything that you perceive as being able to improve your status, such as clothing or decor, are things you need to especially avoid with this vibration occurring. Save such purchases for another day. You'll be glad you waited, especially if things are nip and tuck as it is. After Mercury left Scorpio and Venus the day before, the Sun is spending his first full day on his own as you move into the final days of your birthday month. Venus and Mercury gave you a chance to put heart and mind on the same page as you look to your desires, expectations, plans, and ideas for the future, but with time now to stand back to look at where to from here. While the Sun is still in Scorpio, you are still exploring your options, and while Mercury has left you with the means to make a game plan and resolutions for the coming year, it is still too soon to nail anything down. With Venus, the planet of love, gone from Scorpio but her desires and expectations for the future banked, there is a chance to put more focus on the past as Jupiter moves into his final days in retrograde motion in your romantic sector. Already slowing to a crawl ahead of his direct turn next week and then due to leave next month, it is time to make the most of the rare opportunity this has brought for a do-over. Our eyes in the sky. This is a good time to think about how best to ask for what you want from your significant other in the bedroom. However, there is some tension in the day, so it might not be the best time to share all your thoughts and emotions. Later, when you're feeling more peaceful, you'll be better able to say exactly what you mean. To put it mildly, you are somewhat overwhelmed with what is expected of you. There are frequent misunderstandings, especially with relatives and friends. To avoid making the tense situation worse, refrain from acting in the heat of the moment. You need a great deal of time and patience for talking things over to clear matters up. You come under intense scrutiny and react badly to criticism you might receive from people you care about most. Emotional outbursts lead you to say things you later regret. It is probably best if you try and remove yourself from any tense situation to a quiet place where you're able to reflect on how you feel. In the early evening hours, you'll have more self-control, perseverance, and energy and be able to get some work done. Enjoy the chill and quiet energy of the evening. It's a nice reprieve from the frenetic energy of recent days. Just after midnight, Mercury enters Sagittarius, having sped through the sign of Scorpio in just under 3 weeks. At this time, depth is traded for breadth. We are less secretive. In fact, we may have very little filter at all, causing us to tactlessly blurt things out in moments of passion, heedless of the long-term implications. We are thinking more optimistically, and in our idealism, assume there is less reason to be guarded. After all, the way to establish connections now is to collect diverse perspectives, and for that to happen, others must feel open to taking us into their confidence. This is an excellent time for philosophical or ideological discussions. Differences in opinion can be hashed out without becoming critical or hostile. However, the lower manifestation of this transit can find us going into preachy territory. We should avoid the elitist supposition that we have done more research or are more invested in our claims than those who we are speaking with. This attitude will only cut us off from true understanding. Your uncontrollable energy is causing you big problems. You are in a state of inner turmoil and find it difficult to remain calm. Your friends and relations find your behavior totally unpredictable. They can't make you out. Talk to others about your mental state, they will understand you better and give you good advice. If you're confused, sort out your contradictory feelings. In matters of the heart, it's difficult for others to be sensitive to your needs. Unfortunately, confusion on your part leads people to avoid you and you feel worse. In being more certain about your feelings, your desirability is enhanced and your outlook improves. The cosmic weather is then quiet until the evening, when the Virgo moon forms a quincunx with Chiron in Aries, agitating our emotions. There may not be any apparent events or situations that are triggering right now. However, on a subconscious level, we feel off. Something is not quite right, but we can't put our finger on it. As we engage with others, nagging sensations communicate that we aren't strong enough or good enough, that we are too little or too much. If we try to interrogate these impressions, they evaporate, but when we let our guard down, they return. Feelings of inadequacy will pass quickly. Don't stress, but do commit to returning to this issue later for a deeper analysis.